Hello YouTube folks, it's me Redshell here, and I'm here to bring you something that I did on stream a couple of streams ago. And I kind of like the idea, so I think I want to make a YouTube video about it. Hey, it's a different type of YouTube video. I never done something like this. I mean, I did like a blog one time, but that's kind of like it. This is what I call Overwatch solo queue tier list. I mean, of course if you read the title, you probably know what I'm talking about. I usually make montage solo queue things, and I don't know. I want to try something out different. This time I want to talk about what I think is the strongest things in solo queue. And if you're someone who really wants to know what my opinion is on what's strong, and in my opinion, what's the strongest characters and what's the easiest way of climbing, EA. How about you have a Lucio 1 to tell you what to play? Over here I have the patch notes open. So in case I want to like review what's been nerfed and buffed. It's an August 31 version of it, so hey, if this video does well, maybe I'll do one for each patch. Hey, I never know. It's a different type of video. I want to try it out because, I mean, my channel's been like, recently my channel got hit with demonetization and stuff. So I was kind of like, fuck it. I mean, my channel's going to suffer a little bit, so I kind of want to try something new. So yeah, this is the official solo queue hero tier list. And what I think is the easiest to climb in the current meta. I'm gonna divide this by sections for first thing. So I'm gonna divide the tier list. I think S tier is pick or lose tier. I think S tier is if you pick this character, your chance of winning is really fucking high because they're just really strong characters. The A tier will be strong meta / strong picks. I think that's fair. Meta / strong. Let's put meta because fucking tier list. The next one will be then the next one will be off meta. It's off meta but good. Yeah, that makes sense. I think. I think those are characters are still good characters, but they're not prevalent in the meta. Like I don't think their characters are like you have to like play like a character like you can play despite the fact that they're off meta and you still have success with it. I think C will be off meta or bad. I think that's a play. D will be bad, like bad, almost tropic type of level. And I want to add a new one below. Just make it pink. Let's put this one A B C D E E. Let's give it an E and let's call it tropic. Like unplayable. There you go. I think that's fair enough. I think we have a solid tier list. 5. I think 6. I think maybe we have too many fractions, maybe. But I like giving variety and stuff. So let's start with supports first. I think we should start with support first because supports are my specialty. Of course, I'm a support player. Let's go with the ones on order. Let's go with Ana first. Ana, right now she got nerfed in the patch notes. Reduced 2 bullets to her ammo size clip or whatever. To be honest, not that big of a nerf. I think Ana's still the strongest support in the game, in my opinion. I think she's in the same. She's almost. I will say that she's like a solid A tier. She's almost pick or lose, but she isn't yet. Mainly because of the fact that like I don't think you have to play Ana to win. I just think Ana's like really fucking strong. I think she's meta, of course. I don't think the nerfs do anything to Ana. I think the fact that you can sleep and anti are still one of the strongest abilities in the game, and she still puts most amount of healing. I think Ana's the strongest support in the game right now, in my opinion. I will be inclined to put him on S, but it's not an S. I think it's an A. I think because supports right now, despite the fact that Ana's really good, I think supports are very like balanced right now. So I'll say Ana's very good, and I think she's definitely an A tier character. Definitely one of the strongest characters in the game, but not enough to pick or lose. You know, I think S tier characters should be characters that if you don't play, you're in a big disadvantage. And I don't think Ana's that case. I think Ana's almost there, you know? The next one's Baptiste. Next character with the B. Baptiste got nerfed as well. They reduced their ammo of the grenades with the right click, and they reduced the healing of the shift ability, or the burst, whatever. This is a huge nerf, by the way. That's a big nerf. I think Baptiste, right? I think Bap is good a lot in a lot of like bunker, not moving comps. Catches like, you know, it does well with catches like Bastion, Orisa, and stuff like that. Like he's very good at comps that don't move, and especially like static comps. That's what I'm looking for. So I'll say Bap. Bap right now, so I think right now is pretty bad. I don't think he's that good right now. The meta is very like brawly / like getting picks comp. Like, and sure, having immortality is a huge advantage, you know, because it's basically an ultimate cooldown. But I don't think Bap is like in a good spot right now. I don't think he does enough damage to the point that he can burst the meta tanks, and I don't think he does enough. I don't think he has enough sustain to like brawl with like, because right now the meta right now it's either like dive or Hawk Zarya or something along those lines, and I don't think Bap works with either of them. You know, I don't think Window is useful with either of them either. There's just better. I think it's just better supports overall. I think immortality. I think Bap will never be officially bad because he will never be bad because of the fact that he has immortality. Immortality is broken and he does a lot of damage. So it's definitely like a skillful character. Like it's like a character you can make it work if you're skillful. But I will say it's more like an off meta but bad. Like he's not meta at all. I think he's bad. I think he's definitely like one of the characters that's like off meta. But I think he's not good either. So I'll put him in off meta but bad. I think he's like a C. Definitely a character that like, in my opinion, I don't think he's a bad character. I think he's just a meta right now, so it benefits him. So I'll put him in C. The next one's Brig. Brig got nerfed really fucking hardcore, right? Not in this patch, but in the last patch. So Brig got nerfed 2 patches ago, and Brig is really good in comps that are about peeling, because she's still the best peeler in the game. Like she has bash and a whip, which is one of the strongest abilities. Inspire is very fucking strong. But right now in this meta, there's just too much damage. There's too much like Ashnade, Hog does too much damage, Zarya, and I think Brig is not mobile enough to survive. So I'll be inclined to say that Brig is either. I think Brig is a trope pick right now. I think Brig is bad right now. I think Brig is one of the worst. I wouldn't say the worst supports because she still does like her job well. Like she can still like shield bash and cancel abilities and stuff. But the problem is like there's just so much damage that like there's so much damage in the game right now that the whole ability of peeling and stuff doesn't really matters. You know, everything is long range. Everything is from far away. Everything is like bulky. Like flankers aren't really like played like Genji or Tracer. So Brig isn't really that good at peeling. So I will say that Brig isn't that good. She's too like weak as well. I feel like she's very like killable right now with enough poke. So I'll say Brig is probably a bad pick right now. I'm certainly glad that she's a trope pick now. She used to be fucking S tier, which was fucking awful. But I'm kind of glad that she's very like. I'm kind of glad that right now she's very niche or bad. You know. So in my opinion, she's a bad or / trope pick. Definitely, I'll say I'll rebrand this to niche. How the fuck do I spell niche? I don't give a fuck. Fuck it, niche. I think C tier is more niche. Niche characters. Yeah, Brig is just a bad character in my opinion. Yeah, definitely one of the worst supports right now. The next one's Lucio. Actually, I am biased towards Lucio because I play Lucio in a very DPS oriented way, of course. I play Lucio in a very aggressive way. I don't really heal. I don't really support either. I'm just a DPS. I'm basically I'm like, if you played Among Us, dude, I'm like a third imposter. Like I don't really help your team. You're more of a I'm more of a I'm more of a getting those flashy plays and all those cool stuff and stuff. So I'm very biased. So, but I think Lucio right now, especially DPS Lucio, I want to make a DPS Lucio guide at some point. So maybe look forward for that. So I think Lucio is actually good. I know everyone says Lucio sucks. Lucio's dog shit, but I actually think Lucio's pretty good right now. In a very good spot. The reason why is because there's no shields. So the ability of being able to jump around and wall ride and stuff, it's a very good ability and it's very useful right now. So I think Lucio right now is very, very, very decent. You can still, and the ability to fragging out in this meta is really important. Because this is a very, like I said, this meta is a very fragging out meta. This meta is basically, you need to be able to kill. Like this is not about playing safe, this is not about playing smart, this is more about, this meta is all about, okay, we need to get kills fast. And Lucio, I think, is very good at like being able to flank different angles and being able to get like damage done from different angles as well. You know, if you see my videos and my streams, I tend to flank a fuckload in this meta. And even if I die, the reason why is because like there's no point, because in this meta healing is basically useless. Because everything has sustain. Sarah has shields, Hog gets sustain, Vape or whatever. Hammond's fucking broken. So healing is worthless. So in this meta, it's all about fragging. And I think Lucio is really good at just fragging and surviving. And that's the best part of it. And I think it's useful in this meta as a flanker. I think Peelbot Lucio is probably a D tier, but if you play him as like a flanker, DPS-ish, rush style character, he's very, 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 very good. Next one's Mercy. Mercy's A tier. That one goes without saying. Rest is super strong. Damage boost is both super strong as well. Because right now it's a very sniper meta as well. So sniper meta is very, 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 very strong with Mercy. The ability of resing and all that stuff is very strong. Yeah, and it also bulk farms incredibly fast because of Ashnade and stuff. So I would say Mercy's A tier. I wouldn't say it's S tier, but I think it's below Ana. But it's definitely better than Lucio, Bap, and Brig. Like Mercy's very, very, very good right now. The next one's Moira. Moira. I don't know. She recently got reworked as well, and I haven't really tried out the new Moira, but I don't think it's a buff at all. She basically got nerfed, and Moira works really well in rush comps. So I will say Moira is like a C tier. It's like a very niche character. Definitely Lucio Moira with some certain characters is very good. But it's a very niche character. I don't think Moira is very like... I don't think you can play Moira every single map, for example. Like, I think Moira just depends on the comp a lot. I think the nerfs were also very strong. And I don't think Moira can do anything against the meta tanks either. So I just think Moira is just not good enough right now. In a very sniper meta, Moira, a character that like relies on like getting ult fast and stuff, is not very good. So yeah, I think Moira is very like, it's a C tier, to be honest. Next one's Zenyatta. I think Zenyatta is actually very good. I know. Everyone's gonna come and it's gonna be like, but Redshell, Zenyatta dies super. Let me explain. Zenyatta right now. This meta right now, it's a meta about fragging. It's a meta about killing stuff fast. It's a meta about damage, right? And what's the best character about doing damage than the character that's made, that has a Discord, and literally kills shit fast as fuck? Zenyatta, right? Zenyatta's able to Discord tanks. There's no shields, so no shields in Discord. Hey, free cash. You know what I'm saying? Free money, baby. Fucking ding, 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 ding. Those fuckers are like it's fucking Bruce Lee movie. So it's like, I think Zenyatta's one of the strongest characters as well. I think he's off meta, but he's still very good. Like if you're really good at Zen and you got really good positioning, you stay far away, those fuckers, you know what I'm saying? So Zenyatta is very good. I think Symmetra is B tier, definitely. I think people sleep on Sen saying that he's really bad, but he's actually very strong, in my opinion. I think it's the same level as Lucio, as you like, since healing is worthless right now, and it's all about fragging. It's all about fragging. I think Symmetra is one of the best characters, you know, to be honest. And that's for supports right now. Let's go with the next one, though. The tanks. I'm gonna go with tanks because tanks are short. I think the tanks right now are very fucking like up there. I think Roadhog. Let's go with Roadhog first, because I think Roadhog deserves to be talked about. I think Roadhog is the first S tier character. He's either you pick him or you lose. Why? Why am I saying that? I'm saying that because Roadhog right now does a lot of damage. He's very fucking tanky, and he has a one-shot potential with Hook now. Almost every character gets one-tapped. He's definitely a character that you have to pick if you want to win. Like, if you're playing tank, you definitely know that, like, the ability of just killing it, the ability of just being able to kill 3 people like it was nothing, it's crazy. And especially in a meta there's no shields, right? So Roadhog definitely deserves his S tier pick. I think I like to see some nerfs. They're gonna nerf him soon apparently. I think it's a bad nerf, to be honest. The ones that are coming soon, it's a pretty bad nerf. But he's definitely an S tier character. The next one I think it's gonna be Diva. I think Diva is in the B tier category. Same thing again. I think Diva's it's an off meta character that you can make it work if you're really good. The reason why is because you have the Matrix. You can Matrix hooks. You can Matrix nades. You can save teammates and stuff. Dive is actually very decent right now. So Dive is actually playable. So I think Diva is actually very good right now. Of course, Diva Bomb, there's no shields. A lot of pick potential with that as well. I think Diva definitely deserves a spot on the B tier category, in my opinion. The next one's gonna be Orisa. Orisa is definitely a very bad / troll pick. The halt nerfs were really big, and they also nerfed her HP by 50, I think. So now she has 400 HP. I think Orisa right now it's very bad. I think mainly because it's just too much damage. I think Roadhog does too much damage as well, so shields don't last. And I think, in my opinion, Orisa's shield should be buffed. And I like to see a shield buff for Orisa in the upcoming like weeks. And I think that the halt nerfs were really good, so I would like the halt nerfs to stay for now. But the shield definitely needs a buff. The shield dies too fucking fast. Even like in a meta, like I feel like shield tanks should do shielding. Is that stupid? I think shield tanks should just do shielding. I think halt's a very bad ability, like because it's just too oppressive. But I think shield tanks should have shields. I feel like Orisa's shield should not be paper. If anything, they should nerf the character and buff the shield, because I think the shield's what makes them, you know, playable. So I think Orisa's definitely looking pretty bad right now. I wouldn't even say niche. I think it's just a troll pick right now. I think the next one's gonna be Reinhardt. I think Reinhardt's gonna be in the first character that goes in the unplayable category. I think Reinhardt's probably the worst tank in the game right now. I think Reinhardt's definitely by far the worst character in the game. I would like to see him buffed in a lot of aspects. I think his Shattered should be buffed, because I don't know why they nerfed Shattered to begin with. So Shattered should be buffed. I think his shield should be buffed as well. This guy, that goes without saying. I think right now Ryan is just really bad. I think you can make it work in a team environment. You can play with Lucio and stuff. But right now, yeah, right now that's a no. Not no for me, to be honest. Unplayable. I think right now if you play Reinhardt, you're basically trolling the game. It sounds like that. It sounds bad to say that, but it is kind of true, to be honest. Just a really bad character, bro. The next one, Sigma. Sigma is kind of a double-edged sword. I think Sigma is a flawed concept character. I think Sigma is very like his design is just very flawed, because he does too much damage to be a tank, and he's too tanky to be like he's too tanky and does too much damage. And he got nerfed really hard, like a fuckload of times. But the problem is, like, if you nerf the shield from shield tanks, then it just kind of like defies the purpose of having a shield tank, you know? I think shield tanks should be tanky, but they shouldn't do too much damage. I think Sigma's design is just flawed. And the reason why I think Sigma's design is flawed is because, like, he has a shield, right? And he's very tanky. He has sustain when he's eat or whatever. And then he also does too much damage. And it's like, why does he has a shield, sustain, and does too much damage? You know? Right now he's unplayable, but when he was meta, he was fucking broken. So it's like, I don't think this character should be broken. And that's just a bad character design in my book. You know? So I like to see Sigma reworked, in my opinion. Too much of everything. Too much of everything. Right now he's bad because there's just better picks, like Hog. But I think it's something that I should say. I think Hog, Sigma, Brig have the same problem. That, like, they do more than they should for the roles. You know? Like, for example, characters like Lucio and Sen, they sacrifice the fact that they have low healing with damage and mobility and speed, you know? Or Ana, for example, is another, like, you play Ana and you sacrifice, you have no mobility, your cooldowns have so much, they have high cooldown and stuff. You know, you sacrifice all that to be able to do a lot, right? While characters like, you know, the original design of Brig, for example, she had low cooldowns, high damage, tankiness, like peeling power, like all they just have too much things going for them, and I don't like that. It's like the kids and the characters are just so overboard, in my opinion, that it's like that's exactly what they shouldn't be. You know, they shouldn't be overkitted. They should be like, instead of being overkitted, they should be more like specialized, you know? And I think that's the problem with Hog right now. The problem with Hog right now is that he's tanky as fuck, he has self-sustain, and there's a fuckload of damage. So it's like, why will you not play Hog when he does all of that, you know? Anyways, next one. Winston. I think Winston's actually very good right now. I'll put him an A. I think Winston's actually very good. I know people say, but he gets one tap by Hog. Yes, but like the meta right now, it's a very sniper slash like fast killing meta, and I think Winston's actually very good at like being able to zone out snipers and being able to, like, you know, create not a barrier, I guess, but create space for his teammates. You know, he's able to go in and annoy the Ashe, the Widowmaker, all that stuff. And people say like, "Oh, what about Hog?" But it's like, you can avoid the Hog. You know, you don't have to like fully game to come up with the Hog. You know, I'd say maybe more of an off meta, but good actually, instead of an A. I think he's more of a B. He's still good, and you can still make it work. But you know, takes a couple of skills. Now, for anyone who says you don't know shit about the game, hey, I picked GM and Winston. I just a video about it. Just letting you guys know, fuck you. So I know a little bit of Winston. So I think Winston's actually decent right now, in my opinion. The next one's Hammond. Hammond's broke. Hammond's fucking busted. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. Please nerf the Hammond. Please nerf Hammond. I don't give a fuck. Fuck the hamster. Shit's broken as fuck, dude. Fucking 7,000 HP character, bro. Clicks E has 1 million HP. Fuck Hammond. I don't want to talk about it. Hammond's broken as fuck. He's too tanky. High mobility. He can get you stay with health packs. Fuck Hammond. I said it, I don't give a shit. Fuck Hammond. If you play Hammond, fuck yourself. Amen to everyone else. So the next one, the next one is Sarah. Now I know it's gonna be an unpopular opinion, because people are gonna say, but Sarah's epic. She's so good. I think Sarah's not that good. I think Sarah is it's another off meta but good. Now, let me explain why, because a lot of comments gonna be like, but Sarah's played every single game in the Overwatch League, and let me explain. I think Zarya's a character that you don't have to run. I think Hog, you have to run it 24/7. I think like Zarya needs Hog to be played, but Hog doesn't need Zarya to be played. Does that make sense? Like you don't have to run Zarya to play her to make Hog work, but you have to run Hog to make Zarya work. You know? She's also very good with Winston as well, so it's a good combo. But I don't think Zarya and Soloq is that good. I think Zarya and Soloq relies a lot on your second teammate, which is Hog. So I think Zarya's a B tier, to be honest. I think she's still very good, like Winston and Diva and because Diva and Winston are also very good. But I don't think she's like completely like overpowered, you know? I think she's like okay. And also like she takes a lot of skill to play, which I'm fine with it, you know? And I feel like grabs are very worthless, to be honest. Why? Because like everyone's fucking running around the fucking map like a bunch of fucking kids with like ADHD, bro, and fucking meth, smoking coke, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like grabbing, you can get like a one-man grab at best. So grabs are freaking worthless. All right, so let's go down the DPS list now. DPS list, DPS is the role that I play the least. So this goes my, you know, it's more like about what I think when I play against it. It's playing as a Lucio player, of course. You know, you gotta know your 1v1s. You know, you gotta know your matchups. So I know a fair share have to deal with most of these characters. Let's go down the line. Let's go by the easy ones. Bastion. I think Bastion's one of the worst support characters in the game right now. Mainly because shields are not good. And if your shields aren't good, then that means you really cannot play bunker. So Bastion's probably one of the worst. But this just goes like, it's more like an overall, like I think people should know this already. Bastion's not good. And Bastion without shields is even worse. So I think Bastion right now is actually one of the worst characters in the game, especially because Hog is meta. You know, Bastion without a shield, Hog, hook, it's free kills. I think we can all agree that Ashe is an S tier, an A tier pick. I don't think she's S tier. She recently got nerfed pretty, not that heavily, but she got a pretty decent nerf. You know, 3 bullets and 5 damage, and exactly enough to push her off the meta. But she's still pretty good meta. She's still very good. Especially with especially with my Mercy pocket, dude, that shit becomes fucking painful. It's a pretty annoying team to deal with overall, in my opinion. The next one's gonna be Doomfist. I think Doomfist is actually off meta but good. I think Doomfist is actually a sleeper pick. I know that Doomfist is bad against snipers, and I know Doomfist is bad against Hog, but I know that in some maps where there's like big flanks and stuff, Doomfist can actually work pretty well. I'll say more of a niche pick, to be honest. I don't think it's off meta but good. I think it's niche. I think it's a niche character. You can actually still make it work pretty decently in some maps. Much rather have a Doomfist than most of these characters, to be honest. So Doomfist is actually not that bad of a pick. We'll argue that the upcoming Doomfist nerfs should put him a little bit more on top, but for now he's right now in a niche category. Next one's Echo. I think Echo is same thing with Doomfist. I think he's niche. I think he can be good, especially against Hog, but I think overall it's just like, in a meta where hitskins are too strong, anything that flies is bad, in my opinion. Pharah isn't as bad, but Echo's pretty bad because like I don't know. I just don't feel like Echo's pretty good in most scenarios. I think most of the times, sure, you can run Echo sometimes, but I feel like it's just Ashe and Widowmaker keep her in check too well, you know. And Echo cannot really flank and stuff because she's very like linear in her playstyle. So I don't know. I'll say she's more into a niche / maybe off meta but good category. Maybe like off meta but good will be a better place to put Ashe Echo in. I'm not entirely sold on the idea yet. I don't know. I just don't think I don't think Echo is like a character that I will play or I would like to have on my team, or a character that I have a hard time dealing with. Next thing is Genji. I think Genji's the same thing as Echo, and Doomfist. You can make it work, but like he's very bad and he's very like easy to kill. A lot of his weaknesses come down that he got nerfed again, and he requires Ana to work. And then again, like even if you have an Ana and a Blade, the chance of you getting actually value from Genji Blade are very low. And then again, Symmetra are too good, and right now there's too much like fat characters. So I don't know. I don't think he's like a. I don't think Genji's a character that like outplay, or personally that I'm afraid of again. I think Hanzo snipers are good. Snipers are always good. Snipers will always be good because they can one shot. I think he's off meta but good. I don't think he's main cast level because he's very like because I think he gets out sniped by Ashe and by Widowmaker. But Hanzo's actually still very good. If you're pretty good with Hanzo, you can make it work. Yeah, it's definitely better than Genji, Echo, and Doomfist. I think it's on the same level as these characters. Like if you're skillful enough, you can make it work. But he's not strong enough to be meta. But he's still very good. Junkrat, I think Junkrat's actually very bad. I will put him in the bad / stro. Why is Junkrat bad in my opinion? Because in this meta, there's no shields, and Junkrat specialty is breaking shields and making spammy damage. Junkrat requires a front line to work. And what happens when there's no front line to work, then Junkrat becomes bad. And then again, when you have dive, Junkrat gets dived out very easily. Against Hog, Junkrat gets shit on as well. Junkrat cannot do well against snipers. Like, there's just too many Junkrat counters, or the game is too fast-paced for Junkrat to have enough damage or do enough things during a small period of time. You know? I feel like the problem is with this game right now is that everything is long range and everything is more about shooting from far away. So having a character that relies on you to be up close. He also got nerfed as well, which was a pretty worthless nerf. I don't know why he got nerfed. The next one's Mccree. I think Mccree's bad as well. I think Mccree goes in the bad / trope play. I think Mccree is just a worse Ashe, to be honest. He got nerfed as well, because I don't know exactly where they nerfed Mccree, to be honest. I think it's a very undeserved nerf. I think he needed a nerf, but he needed a nerf after everything else gets nerfed. So right now, picking Mccree is a very, like, why? Like, why pick Mccree when you can pick this instead, you know? Like, why would you ever pick Mccree when you can pick anything about anything else that's literally better? I think Widowmaker's better. I think Ashe is better. His flashbang isn't worth it. Hammond is a shit ult. Like, the list goes on. Like, he needs too much of a setup to work. And I feel like his nerf just puts him in a shit tier, even lower. The next one's Mei. I think Mei's off meta but good. Mei will always be good, I think, because of her stunning abilities. Especially against characters like Hog and Zarya and stuff, making always like pop off. Ability of freezing targets and just one tapping them and freezing target, like being able to freeze ball, being able to freeze Hog, being able to lock down targets, being able to wall out wall because there's no shields. So being able to wall cooks, being able to wall teammates, stuff like that. Mei will always be a character that's good depending on the map. So I will say it's a very off meta but not a good pick. People say that Mei is dead. I don't think so. I think Mei will always be a character that's decent, especially in team play. So I'll put a Mei in maybe in the B tier category, maybe in the C tier category, to be honest. I think maybe it's like in the middle of these two. But for now, I think it's off meta but good. I think Mei's pretty decent, at least in my opinion. I'll say more of a niche one maybe, but it's still pretty good. Next one's Pharah. I think Pharah is off meta but good. I think that Pharah changes made Pharah very mobile, which makes her. I know I said this about Echo, but Pharah Mercy's seen a lot of play, at least in my solo queue games. So people have been getting a lot of success, mainly because of the fact that Pharah moves super fast right now. So Pharah's a lot more mobile. And in maps where she shines, she's really good. Now, she's not exactly good in every single map, which makes her off meta. But I think she's very decent. I think there's a lot of really good Pharah players out there playing Pharah and actually making Pharah work. I think her buffs, I think she recently got nerfed. I haven't seen much Pharah with this nerf yet. But I'll say maybe like, yeah, I'll put him in niche for now. I think she's a niche pick. But I think she's very good still. I think she's actually like she's very decent still. Again, Widowmaker being in the game shits on Pharah, but in a game where there's no Widowmaker, Pharah shines incredibly well, especially in some maps. Maps like Nepal inside it, maps like maps New Bonnie. Pharah's pretty decent. The maps most of Pharah are good. Anubis, I think Pharah can make it work. Like if you're good at Pharah, you can make it work. I'll put it here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I'm totally sure about Pharah and Mei. I think this two can be switched, but that's the point. I'll say it's better than Echo and Genji. No, I'll put Pharah in B. I'll put Pharah in B, at least in my opinion. Next one's Reaper. Reaper, huh? Reaper's niche. You can make Reaper work in special comps, especially against Hog and against Dive. So Reaper isn't bad, but he isn't good either. He's like a very counter. The thing is like with Reaper is like he's very counterable. Like you can play very safe and from far away, and Reaper will do absolutely nothing. So I think, in my opinion, Reaper is a character that's like, it's a character that's very counterable, you know. And Blossom is a very shitty ult. Aside Blossom, I think he's not bad, but like, questionable character. Next one is Soldier. I think Soldier is the same thing as us. I think Soldier is actually niche. I think his ability to run around, flank, and drop help backs is actually very decent. I think Soldier is a very sleeper pick. I think like, people think he's really fucking bad, but I don't. I know he's bad, but I know he's bad, but he's in like complete unplayable dog shit garbage bad. He's like decent bad, you know. So I put Soldier on niche. You know, he's not Mccree level bad. Like that has no purpose. And he's like on the C level. I think the same thing as all of those characters. Like if you're skillful enough, you can make them work, but you probably not gonna make them work. Next thing is Sombra. Sombra's off meta but good. Same thing as Pharah, Mayhan, so you can make it work. Sombra right now is really good because Hammond's doing all that play. There's no shield, so there's no blocking hacks. So Hammond, Hog get hard counted by EMP. EMP completely wins team fights by its own. It's one of the strongest ults in the game. So EMP will always be good. Sombra's actually pretty decent. If you're really good at Sombra, you can actually make it work really well. You've seen people like Fitzy. They can make Sombra really work really well. So I think Sombra's actually really an actual off meta but good pick. I don't think she's meta, but she's actually not bad. Next one is Symmetra. Symmetra's on the bad / shrill tier. She got nerfed again as well. Just a character that I don't really have to explain much. Same thing with Sombra. I mean, same thing with Junkrat. Short range, shit spam against long range with good spam, no point. The teleporter is sure. Teleporter sees some play in some maps like Lijiang Tower, but even then, do you really need teleporter when like you're better off playing anything else? To be honest, you'll be better off playing any other character, in my opinion. Against Hog, like the left click against Hog Sire is worthless because you're not farming shields, and usually Sombra's really good at farming shields. So against Sire and Hog, you're basically getting like you're gonna lose the 1v1. So it's a very useless. Right now, he's a very useless character, in my opinion. It's a very defensive / like set up traps and hope like play super defensive. So Torbjorn's actually, I'll say off meta but good. Same thing as Sombra and Pharah and all those characters. The turret being able to shoot and there's no shields. It's basically free farm. He will always be a good character because like he's tanky, he has self-sustain, has high damage. His ult's very good. The turret's basically another DPS. If you cannot aim, just put a turret in the back and just call it quits. So Torbjorn's actually really good. One of the better safer picks, to be honest. The next one is Tracer and Widowmaker. Let's go with Widowmaker. Widowmaker's S tier. Widowmaker will always be a problematic character in this game because if I really do one shot, I'll say that if anything has a Widowmaker and you don't have a Widowmaker, you will probably lose. So I find Widowmaker to be a really obnoxious character that I personally think needs a nerf, a big nerf. I'll say she got nerfed recently, but it doesn't mean anything, to be honest. Laid down does fuck all. So I think Widowmaker does need a nerf, in my opinion. She definitely ruins the game, especially because there's just no shields and no one wants to play shields because fuck knows why. Like no one wants to play shields. and having a Widowmaker just lock down the game by herself is a pain in the ass. So I don't know. It's just I really don't like this character in my opinion. I know I shit on Widowmakers a lot. You can see my YouTube videos, but I don't find this character fun to play against, like ever. So I don't like Widowmaker at all. I feel like she needs to be like nerfed in a way. I don't know which way, to be honest, but in a way. Yeah. And then the last one is Tracer. I think Tracer is actually really good. I know this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I think Tracer is actually really good. All her counters, Brig, Mccree, etc. All her counters are very fucking like shit. So Tracer's actually really good in my opinion. She's actually 8 tier. I think she's actually meta. I think Ashe Tracers are very like not a good combo, but like Tracer requires low, like she needs low help, which does well with Ashe Mercy because Ashe Mercy needs because Ashe is a pocket. So in my eyes, in my opinion, those two characters go hand by hand together. You know, so I think Tracer is a really good catch right now, especially because you can farm pulse bombs of cooldown of hogs and stuff and balls and stuff you can chase around, especially because Diva is meta right now. So I think this is my tier list of Overwatch characters. I think this is it. I will move some characters around like Mei, Farah, like I will move some characters around, but I think this is what I think are the best characters in solo queue. If you want to have the highest success, of course, you play the meta characters and the peak of loose characters. The off-meta Brigade characters are still very solid characters you want to play. You want to main Lucio, main Zenyatta, you can. Hey, kudos to you if you main Lucio. But yeah. The niche characters, I would recommend you don't play them. I don't think they're that good. You can make them work if you're good enough, but I don't think their characters are good. Battle trophy characters, me personally, don't play them. But if you want to play them and you feel like playing them, go for it. Reinhardt, Bastion, I don't have to explain you why. Just don't play them. I know Ryan is like a fan favorite, and you like playing Ryan. Hey, go suit yourself, no problem. But I personally feel like that you playing Ryan, you're playing at a disadvantage because it's very weak. And I like to see some Ryan buffs in the future. Fuck Bastion though, and fuck Bastion main because he plays Bastion. So fuck that guy. But yeah, this is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed something different. I don't know. I'm just trying things out because I don't know. I just feel like it. So yeah, Redshell out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace, chat, and peace, YouTube. Bye bye.